June is National Homeownership Month, and if you're a homeowner or you're thinking about becoming one, we've got you covered.
Here with what you need to know today is Fox 29 lifestyle lawyer Shari. Good morning, and thank you for joining us.
Sure.
All right, let's begin with why June is dedicated to home ownership.
Sure. Well, we know it about 80 years ago, the government started making a big push to help middle-income people be able to afford a home. That worked so well and helped build middle-class wealth that about 25 years ago, 30 years ago, the government began pushing to help lower income earners also do the same thing. So in '95, Bill Clinton actually declared a week in June National Homeownership Week. The idea was to educate people to make the connection between owning a home and achieving the American dream, which is really independence and wealth and upward mobility. About a couple years later, President Bush actually declared it a whole month and started doing some things to help people learn more about homeownership opportunities.
So, okay, let's educate people about it. Whether you own a home or you're thinking about buying one, what do you need to know?
Well, you know, there's always issues going on, particularly in Washington, and I think being aware of some of those advocacy issues is really important. So 3 of the top issues, actually at this very moment, happen to be involving Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. Those are, of course, the government, quasi-government enterprises that help back loans. So when you go to a bank to borrow money, normally you would have to put down at least 20%. It used to be 50%. Your loan would be due in maybe 5 or 10 years. But because of Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac going to the banks and saying, listen, we'll back the loan with insurance and we'll even buy it from you if you let these people just put down 5% or 3%, and if you'll give them a fixed rate loan for 30 years, we're all able to afford homes now. So the first real issue is that there are some folks in Washington that are talking about getting rid of Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, which means a lot of us wouldn't be able to afford homes.
Right.
The second issue involves those guarantee fees. So when they guarantee a loan, they actually add some of the cost of doing that into all of our loans. We don't really notice it, but all that money goes into a big bucket in case there are defaults. The problem is that Congress has been dipping into that bucket to pay completely unrelated expenses, and that's got to stop. And the third big issue now that folks need to be aware of is PACE loans. Those are loans, government-backed loans, that you can get to help make energy-efficient improvements in your home. The problem is the disclosures really are not proper, and you can lose your home if you don't pay. So we need to get Congress to fix that. And those are 3 top issues right now in Washington.
I'd say so.
Boy, those were some hard lessons earned or learned, you know, over what, in 2008 when the bottom fell out.
Big time.
And people learned the hard way. I mean, is it still the American dream? I mean, we've always called it the American dream. It's still the American dream to own a home.
It's still the biggest single source of wealth for 75% of middle-income families. And a lot of lower-income earners are actually still paying huge portions of their income for rent because that's not a fixed cost. Your rent can go up forever. So owning a home can really help to stabilize that. The thing is, folks need to pay a little more attention to that. We get our income statements from our other investments once a month. We look at them. We need to look at home ownership issues, and there are some really good resources. One of those is actually the Homeownership Matters website, which is sponsored by the National Association of Realtors. A quick way to go and check out what's happening in Washington. They have a great map. You can click on your own state and actually see the issues in your own state very quickly.
Oh,
which
that's
is
good.
An awesome way to stay informed, especially now that June is homeownership.
Well, take
if
your
you
wallet
want
and
to
do
do
cash, too. I mean, it's a way to save
your
money.
Your biggest investment.
Exactly. It sure is, isn't it? Thank you, Sherry. We appreciate it.
Sure.
Right.
Let's send things over to Felicia.
Thanks a lot, guys.